her experiences for the Emrie James Museum. Of course, Miss James was an institution in the school, so if you could just say a word or two about your experience with her.
She was just wonderful. I felt her strength as I was in the leadership position, but she was always there supporting, doing a lot of things that I couldn't do, keeping records, keeping in touch with past students. You know, she was just a marvelous support person.
And I might add lending me lunch money when I forgot my lunch money.
She's so good. All the girls. Yes.
And I saw her this year at the at the poetry festival in Treasure Beach, and all of the St. Andrew girls who were around just flocked around.
I'm sure.
So she had a special place in our hearts.
We keep in touch.
You do.
We do keep in touch, yes.
Well, again, you know, that is a part of you. You just mentioned that as a principal, you were not revealing what house you belong to. So, for the Emrie James Museum, would you at least go on record for a moment, explain how it started and then what you did when you were principal?
Oh, what?
What school, what house you started with?
Well, I came to St. Andrew in '64 as vice principal. You know, it was the Lord's leading again, because I had been teaching in England for 3 years, and the year before I was wanting to come home, and nothing appeared in the Times Educational Supplement. And so I decided just to come home and visit with my parents for Christmas, which I did. And the week before I came home, in the Times Educational Supplement, there was an ad for vice principal for St. Andrew High School. So as soon as I got home, I wrote a note to Miss Dawson and said, you know, what does this involve? And she sent me a telegram to come for an interview on the 1st of January. She'd completely forgotten it was a holiday. Anyway, I boarded my father's car and I went, you know, interviewed. And then there had been other people who had applied. And in a few weeks after I'd got back to Newbury, where I was teaching, she sent to let me know that she was offering me the post, and I applied. And it was, again, just the Lord's leading as to when I should come back home and where I should go.
Yes, and I believe that, you know, it does have to do with your having that desire, and so your prayers are answered.
Yes.
And that's wonderful, and we benefited. The English did not need you as we did.
I felt very strongly by the time I'd been 2 years in Newbury, and I enjoyed it there, and it was a challenge because I was teaching maths, pure maths to advanced level, applied maths to advanced level, there's 2 subjects, and Oxford and Cambridge entrance. And it was a real challenge to my teaching ability, really, and I enjoyed it. But I began to feel that Jamaica needed people like me who had grown up here and really knew the problems, and, you know, had lived with the problems. And I felt very drawn to coming back. And also my parents were aging and I wanted to come back and help them. So it was everything together.
That's wonderful. Well, I was at St. Andrews from 60 to, well, let's say I graduated from St. Andrews in 1970. And Mary Dawson was our principal at the beginning. And I have very fond memories of her as well.
She was a wonderful person.
To say a word or two about.
She was a wonderful person to work with. You know, she would give you a job to do, leave you to do it. If you wanted help, you could go to her. But she never interfered once she'd given you something to do. And it really brought out some more self-confidence in me. I really enjoyed working with her.
And that's a good lesson for all the leaders that are watching this interview as well. Thank you. So, as the important relationships change, so did some of the more superficial things. I remember in our sixth form year, we changed uniforms a few times to our red and white check skirts and our
Which they
jippy
call the
jacket.
dish drawer.
You see, I wasn't going to say it, but thank you.
Excuse me, it was known as the dish drawer.
It certainly was. And then as we moved on, I know there are many other changes that occurred. Could you tell me about some of the uniform changes during your years?
I think when we discussed it, we wanted to come to something fairly plain. And I think we decided that we could have the same style but 3 different colors. And I think a variety of colors is a good idea. I'm very affected by colors, I know, and I like the variety. And I think I had got that from what we had done in Newbury, because the summer uniform there was a dress, but it could be different colors. It was the same style, you know? I think I got that from there because I liked it and I suggested it, and the staff went along with that. But then that began to get a bit ragged at times, and they have now changed into a different uniform, which the girls didn't like it at first, but they adjusted.
Okay. One thing though that I have been made aware of is that St. Andrew's position on the educational chart has wavered over the years, not just, we're still in the top 10, but are you familiar with that rating of the schools?
Not really.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I know that every St. Andrew girl thinks they're number 1.
Okay.
and that is something that we got from our teachers and from the atmosphere that you created. I want to